Yo, what's going on? It's Greg Santos, and welcome to the Outlier Circle. If this is your first time joining me here today, I help isolated outliers who lack a powerful network of successful mentors and peers, and I help you create a world-class network filled with 7, 8, 9-figure business owners and help you connect with other really ambitious peers so that way you can really expand your reach, really live the life on your own terms and really enjoy it with high quality people. When you have the right people in your life, man, does it transform your life. And truthfully, you're only one relationship away from your life changing forever. Now, if that sounds like you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And also make sure you hit that bell because your boy's gonna be dropping some more fire, how you connect with these people, some tactics, some strategies, some mindsets. And I'm excited to help you out on your journey, help you find those mentors, form relationships with them, and take your life to the next level and help you live a life that at one point you couldn't even believe that it was even possible for you to do that. Now, I'm gonna talk about how can you find more people that are like yourself? How can you find other ambitious peers? And before I dive into that, I wanna tell you a quick story. Now, several years ago, I don't know how I came across it, to be honest with you, but I remember at one point I really wanted to take an improv class. I really wanted to improve my conversation skills and be able to be funny on the spot and not be so stuck in my head because I would always, when someone would be talking, it'd be so hard for me to sit there and listen. I'd constantly be thinking about what am I gonna say next? And they would say something at the beginning of their sentence and I'd hold on to that and then wait for them to finish their entire sentence and then bring this one part up because I'm like, all right, that's how I keep my conversation going. And I wasn't really active listening. I wasn't really present with them. And as a result of that, my conversations weren't that great. I wasn't forming really deep and meaningful connections. So I really wanted to take an improv class. And I go on a website called meetup.com. Now, on Meetup, I don't live in a very big metropolitan city, so I had to drive out an hour every single Tuesday night for a 2-hour class on improv. And I did that and I was happy to do it. I got to listen to podcasts on the way there, podcasts on the way back, and I loved it. I really did. Now, when I went to the improv class, I remember I spoke to the instructors and I told them that I want to be able to change the lives of millions of people. I want to be like this, motivational guy, like this Tony Robbins-esque kind of person. And they both say, "Oh, that's awesome. You've gone to Toastmasters?" I'm like, "What the hell's Toastmasters?" And he's like, Toastmasters is a public speaking organization. They help you improve your communication skills as far as speaking to huge groups of people. I was like, I never heard of it. And over the course of the weeks, like what at first entered my mind, it didn't register like, oh, that's something I want to go do. However, through them constantly saying it, I'll never forget, one night our improv class ends and I'm literally in a corner and there's 3 people surrounding me as if like, they're trying to recruit me into a cult. Like, no, like this is what I got from Toastmasters. And they're like saying all these different, phrases and terms that I have no idea because Toastmasters has a very strict curriculum, not strict, but they have a curriculum on like the kind of speeches that you give that help you move up to the next level. Once you get to this level, like you give a certain amount of speeches and you have to do certain kind of things to get to the ultimate level, right? And they're like naming like the levels and all this different things, and they're like, you gotta go, you owe it to yourself to go to a Toastmasters meeting. And when you do, make sure you go to at least 5 Toastmasters meetings and you pick which one that you really like and you wanna continue to go to. And I was like, all right, fine, I'm gonna go to Toastmasters. So I go on Toastmasters.org and I'm searching up clubs and I remember like it was yesterday, I started going to all these different clubs and it was actually very fun because everybody's so friendly and some clubs are better than others. And I remember I went to 5 and I'm like, okay, they're okay. I think I know which one I'm gonna join. But let me go to this last one. I'm gonna go to 6. I'm gonna just take a risk on this one. Let's see how this works. Well, that 6th one that I went to was the best. It blew all the other ones out of the water. It was amazing. It was very well organized. There were people in there who were really well speakers and they gave great feedback. And it was just like boom, 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 boom. And it was amazing. And I saw myself growing in that group. So I joined the group. And after that, I went to Toastmasters for 2 years, really improved my public speaking skills, and that's how I'm able to communicate effectively to you. That's how I'm able to communicate effectively to the morning hustlers. Now, I have created a lot of amazing connections from people in Toastmasters. Most of them aren't in their 20s like I am. A lot of them are a lot older, but you can meet some really quality people in there. And I'm gonna tell another story about my business partner, Yasmina. Shout outs to Yasmina. She's amazing, amazing human being. I'm very grateful to have her as a business partner. And she said when she wanted to first start growing her network, what did she do? She went on Eventbrite, she went on Meetup, and she attended so many different events in London, because that's where she's based out of. And she just went boom, 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 went to a bunch of different ones, and then she went deep with a couple of them. Now, from that, she was able to meet some really, really amazing people. One of them being the voted the top angel investor in the world. I believe his name is Ian Cowley. I could be mispronouncing that, but she met some really high quality people. She started to really build a network. As a matter of fact, for her, she went from no network at all to having a really awesome and successful network within 2 months of doing this. Now, when you want to go find people who are ambitious and are working hard, you have a really amazing tool at your hand, and that's meetup.com. You can find free meetings, and there's so many different categories. You can find stuff on entrepreneurship, you can find stuff on meditation, you can find stuff on dance, you can find stuff on languages, all different kinds of categories you can find, and there's a lot of them that are local that you can find near you. You can find hiking groups, you can find stuff that's online, you can find stuff that's in person on Meetup. Same thing with Eventbrite. It's not just for big things. I used to think that Eventbrite was only specific for specific things like concerts. I also didn't know that Eventbrite had a free section in it as well. So you can attend free events on Eventbrite and meet people who will have similar interests as you do. And here's the thing, right? I used to go out to nightclubs and have this shotgun approach, where I would just go try to meet as many people as possible and hopefully something will stick. But here's the thing, right? Not even realizing that specific context is a kind of container. It attracts a certain kind of person to that environment. And you're gonna meet a certain archetype of person who goes to that. Not to say that, some people who are very successful and don't like to go to bars, of course, chances are you can meet somebody there, but the likelihood that you're going to meet someone extremely successful in your local bar is not very likely. Okay, I wouldn't take my chances as far as meeting really, really high quality people. I wouldn't spend a lot of my time in a nightclub. I want to meet some successful entrepreneurs and I'm gonna go to nightclubs. It's not the place to go meet them. There's different places you can go that they're likely to show up at, and they're there to meet you. It's hard to go in and just approach, and sometimes at the club they don't want to meet people, sometimes they want to vibe, or maybe they just want to get laid. There's so many different variables that come from that. But you can find amazing things on Meetup. You can find amazing things on Eventbrite where your kind of person that you want to meet and connect with show up, and they are there to meet you. You can even type in on Google. You don't have to go Meetup or Eventbrite. You can type in entrepreneur groups near me or entrepreneur groups in blank city, and you can find groups in your city, likely depending on where you're at, and some of them are paid. I highly recommend that you join paid groups because you're gonna have higher quality people. Successful people invest in themselves. Successful people put their money where their mouth is. If you're gonna go to a free event, chances are you are gonna meet some great people, because that's how I met people on Meetup, for improv and also Toastmasters. Amazing, right? I also actually paid for the improv class and I paid for the Toastmasters, so that makes sense that I met some quality people. So highly recommend you put some money into this. Successful people invest in themselves, and they want to meet more successful people, because successful people know that it's your network is everything. Your network is your net worth. People can open more doors and opportunities for you than virtually anything, better than anything else, right? If you were to ask me, would I rather have a network full of a bunch of people who are Harvard graduates, or would I rather have a bunch of people who or Harvard graduates in business, or would I rather have a network with people that are in War Room, 7-figure businesses, or Genius Network, 7-figure businesses? I choose all day, right? I choose all day because they actually have the success and they're looking to connect and network with those people. And my chances of becoming similar to them and having similar results as these people is if I can be around them as much as possible. Now, You can find some amazing groups for something that's not even that really expensive. You can, like, I know Ed Milet and Andy Frisella, they have their Arate Syndicate. It's only like $300 a month. You're probably thinking, oh my God, $300. Think about this, like you're probably gonna spend that money anyway. There's stuff that you can likely cut out, subscriptions you can cancel to save up to put yourself in a higher quality group of people where you can meet and connect with them online, put together some online, some in-person events, go to the events, and then meet and connect with those people there. It's such a simple thing, but man, did my life change from using Meetup, did my business partner's life change from using Meetup and Eventbrite, and I have no doubt that it's gonna happen for you. Also have some people that I work with in my mastermind who are looking to connect with high status people, and I literally tell them, go here, check out these groups and do this, and this is how you're gonna go about it in terms of building that network within that specific group. So then, before you know it, you have friends, you have mentors, you have peers, and they have similar goals and values as you do, and you all rise together. Does that make sense? How'd you like that? If you got some value from this video, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button. I got some more fire coming out for you, and let's get better together. I want to help you get mentors because, man, I have 4 mentors who have, like, 2 of them have 7-figure businesses. The other 2 have 8-figure businesses. I have another mentor who was a millionaire in the 90s, pioneer for the internet, launched the very first online casino, still doing well. Have another mentor of mine, successful, has his own business, not quite at the 7-figure level yet, but amazing asset to talk and have conversations with, and enlightening and helping point me in the right direction. And I want that for you, because if it wasn't for mentors, I would probably be on a path towards self-destruction, considering where I've come from. So I'm very passionate about this. I want to help you have this as well. And let's get better together. Let's make this happen. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and I'll see you in the next video.